Section 4.3 Absolute and Relative Change. The formula for absolute change is the ending quantity minus the starting quantity. The absolute change has the same units as the original quantity. The formula for relative change is relative change equals absolute change divided by starting quantity times 100%. Relative change gives a percent change. Example 1. The value of a car dropped from 7,400 to 6,800 over the last year. What percent decrease is this? Round to the nearest tenth of a percent. The value of the car changed from 7,400 to 6,800, and the question is asking for the percent decrease. This is equivalent to relative change. In order to find the relative change, I need the absolute change. From the formula that was given earlier, I have absolute change equals ending quantity minus starting quantity. The value of my car start from 7,400 and at 6,800 over the last year. So my ending quantity is 6,800 and starting quantity is 7,400. I replace ending quantity with 6,800 and replace starting quantity with 7,400. 6,800 minus 7,400 is negative 600, and the unit for this negative 600 is dollars. So I have negative $600. What does that mean? Absolute change tell me the value of the car has decreased by $600 over the last year. The unit of the absolute change is the same as the original unit, and the negative sign means that it has been decreased. Now, the question does not ask how much in dollars that the car value has been decreased. It asks what percent decrease is this? So in order to find the percent decrease, I need to use the relative change formula. Relative change equals absolute change over starting quantity times 100%. Absolute change is negative $600. Starting quantity is 7,400. I will replace absolute change with negative $600, and starting quantity is $7,400. And I have negative $600 divided by 7,400 multiplying by 100%. The unit dollars got canceled out. I take negative 600 divided by 7,400. Negative 600 divided by 7,400 is negative 0.081081081. The digits 081 will keep repeating, multiplying by 100%. Then now I'll take this decimal, multiplying by 100. I get negative 8.1081081081 percent. Go back to the question. It asked me to round to the nearest tenth of a percent. That means they want me to convert everything to the percent and then round to the nearest tenth. So instead of rounding this decimal, I'll wait until I have a percent and then round. And I want to round to the nearest tenth. Nearest tenth means one decimal place after the decimal point. The digit to the right of 1 is 0, so that means I am going to round down to negative 8.1%. So the percent decrease is 8.1%. Example 2. There are about 75 QFC supermarkets in the US. Albertsons has about 215 stores. Compare the size of the two companies. In this question, they only asked me to compare the size of the two companies. They didn't ask me to use the absolute difference or to use percent. So I have many different options to use in this question. I am going to show you about 3 of them. First, let's use the absolute difference. Albertsons has about 215 stores and QFC has about 75. To find the difference, I'll take 215 subtract 75, which is 140. If using the absolute difference, I know that Albertsons has 140 stores more than QFC, or QFC has 140 stores less than Albertsons. So this is one way to compare the two companies. The other ways is that we are using the percentage. And in order to use the percentage, we have to use the base. So first, let's use QFC as the base. So if I use the QFC as the base, I will take 140 divided by 75 because there are 75 QFC supermarkets. 140 divided by 75, I get 1.867. And if I want to convert this to a percent, that is 186.7%. This means Albertsons is 186.7% larger than QFC. Or we can also use Albertsons as the base. Albertsons has 215 stores. So when I use Albertsons as the base, I'll take 140 divided by 215, which is 0.651, which is 65.1%. So QFC is 65.1% smaller than Albertsons. Example 3. Suppose that a stock drops in value by 60% one week, then increases in value the next week by 75%. Is the value higher or lower than where it started? For example, I have a stock, and this is the value of the stock in dollars. So this is the stock value in dollars, and this is the time in week. So right now, my stock is right here. It doesn't tell me the value of my stock. It just say I have a stock as a value. To make it easier, let's just pick a random number. Let's say I pick 26. Where is 26 from? Nowhere. I'll just pick a random number. You can pick any number you want as an example, okay? So say my stock value is $26, and over the week, it decreased by 60%. So decrease means it goes down by 60%. And then over the next week, it'll increase by 75%. Now, 75% is 75% from this, not from here. From here, whatever that is, I don't know what that is, but from here, it increased by 75%. The problem is now, I don't know how much is 75% of this number. Okay, so that's why I don't know if this new value stops here or going here or here or there. I don't know. Just assuming it's right here. It could be up here. It could be down here. I don't know yet. The question is asking, is this red value is higher or lower than this original value of 26 right here? So we need to figure that out. So just assume the original stock value is 26, and then it decreased by 60%, which is this. So I need to find this value right here. So the stock value drops by 60%. That means I only have 40% of the stock value left. So the value here is only 40% of $26. So 26 is 100%, and it dropped by 60%. That means I only have 40% of the $26 left. In order to find the value of 40% of the $26, I need to write 40% as a decimal, which is 0.4. And this word of is translated to a multiplication. So I take 0.4 times 26, which is $10.40. So the value of my stock after the first week is $10.40. Now from here, from $10.40, it'll increase 75% the next week. My stock value goes up by 75% the next week. This is 10.40. And this part goes up by 75%. Now, 75% of what? 75% of this price of 1040. So my new stock value here is 1040 plus to 75% of 1040. To find the value of 75% of 1040, I take 0.75 times 1040, and I got $7.80. Now I take 1040 plus $7.80, which is $18.20. So this value right here is $18.20. So is this price lower or higher than the original one? 18.20 compared to 26, of course it is lower.